Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you the new survey that is going on until the 14th of February, 7 a.m. PST. So unfortunately you don't get any reward for doing the survey, but it does help the game develop. And if you want to voice any opinions or improvements that can be made within the game, then I recommend doing the survey. Currently I don't know any of the questions that will be in the survey. I'm completely going into this blind. So I'll put the link in the description. If you want to help the community, you can quickly take the survey. It shouldn't take you too long. So once you click the link, you'll be directed to this site here. So the first thing you want to do is just select your preferred language, so English, and then we can go on to the next page. So it seems like there's going to be 10 questions. So yes, no. This is the rating you can give for the game on your current views. So if you think the game's at its best, you don't think there's any improvements, you can click 10. But if you have a more strong opinion and you feel like there is improvements, I'm probably gonna go with something like a 7. I definitely think I think an 8, because they've been making a lot of improvements to the game, and I'm very satisfied with the direction the game is going. But there are a few things that I would definitely want to change. So I'm gonna give it an 8 rating at the moment. Still really enjoy the game. So regarding One Piece Treasure Cruise, how do you feel about the following points? So there's a bunch of points here that you can rate, being dissatisfied, more dissatisfied than not, can't say, more satisfied than not, and satisfied. So in terms of entertainment value, I play this game hours every day. Well, less now since I have school, but I'm definitely satisfied with the entertainment value from the game. But I think actually maybe more satisfied than not, because there are factors of the game that can be boring at times, namely point events and treasure map. So I still enjoy treasure map more than point events, but the fact that you have to just play point events over and over again and there's no like competitive value to it means that you kind of working towards a not that great a reward, and it takes hours if you don't have the boosters from the new Sugo Fest. So the fact that you're relying so much on having new units to complete the content fast is quite annoying. But mostly I'm satisfied, so I'm gonna go with this bracket here. The rules, I think more satisfied than not, because there are still definitely a decent amount of cheaters. So I'd say that it's definitely not perfect. Feeling of achievement, feel you can continue playing without getting bored. Once again, I think I'm going to go with the more satisfied than not. Balance and difficulty, I definitely think that is on point, because I love team building, and Kizuna Super Boss just has a lot of difficulty value, because you need to find ways to do the absolute most damage, so it's awesome. I love all the different game modes and their team building factors. The time, frequency, and responsiveness for loading and downloads. They've definitely improved that. In a few updates ago, they improved loading times and things like that. Still not perfect, but I think I'm satisfied in that category. The layout, I am also definitely satisfied with this. Multiplayer function, guilds, co-op matching. I'm so happy with Alliance. I'm so glad they added that. I'm also satisfied with that. PvP, I mean, that's preferable for anyone. Like, some people like PvP, some people just are okay with it. I'm probably in that okay bracket, but I can definitely see why people would like it, and it's not a terribly constructed game mode. But it kind of sucks that you just have to, there's not much that you really do in PvP. You're just kind of watching the battle play out, but it can still be interesting. Anyways, the last category here, which is communication features with other players. I think I'm more dissatisfied than not, because I mean, there is the Alliance chat, but literally no one uses that. Everyone still uses Discord to communicate, so it just feels it doesn't feel like efficient to use the in-game chat. But if you're playing with other players that you literally don't know and you don't have their Discord, then that's still decent. But I don't really care about the Alliance chat, to be honest. So that's it for the second question. Let's move on to the third. I'm going to try to get through this a bit quicker, because this video is going to be way too long. So if you selected satisfied or more satisfied than not for entertainment value, please explain your reason for choosing so below. So I'm just going to quickly fill this in, and so there's a maximum of 1,000 characters, and I'll show you what I have written. Okay, so I've finished writing down everything that I think. So I got pretty detailed and I heard of a lot of probably unnecessary things, but I filled out most of the character limit. So what I said was most events have. So this is the question is, please explain your reason for choosing satisfied or more satisfied than not for entertainment value. So I said most events have a lot of competitive value. It's always entertaining trying to beat other players, but this system is definitely not perfect. By this I mean you can't rank nearly as fast as other players if you do not have the event boosters. So in Treasure Map, the amount of points you get without any boosters is pitiful. You basically need to have at least one booster to rank well against other players, or to rank top 500 even if you are tryhard. But then I said as well, it's hard trying to find the gems to pull for these boosters as there are so many other Sugofests to pull on. So this always PvP banners, support banners, debut banners, Kizuna banners. There's so many different other things that you need to consider. And there's also obviously the factor of saving for big Sugos like Anniversary. It's so hard to find the gems to pull for these new point boosters. So that kind of sucks. Overall though, I feel the reward is great in game modes such as Treasure Map and Super Boss Kizuna. So in Treasure Map you obviously need Treasure Map materials, limit break materials, and if you do a lot of runs on Treasure Map, even if you don't have boosters, you can't rank as well against other players, but no matter how many boosters you have, if you do a lot of runs, you're going to get a lot of limit break materials, which is awesome. And Super Boss Kizuna, you get just so many resources, and it's also a thrill communicating with your teammates, and it just feels amazing getting all the resources from Super Boss Kizuna. Obviously there's also ranking rewards. You get like over 50 gems if you rank decently in Super Boss Kizuna, so that's awesome. And I also said it's great fun team building for these events. However, for point events and Blitz Battles, the reward doesn't feel justifiable for the effort, and it's a lot more boring due to the fact that you're constantly facing the same boss. So going on from team building for events is awesome. It's awesome just looking to see what you have in your box and seeing how you can get around the enemy buffs and debuffs. Though it sucks that the in-game the in-game event guide for like Treasure Map and Kizuna sucks because they don't give the exact amount of turns that each debuff is, though it usually is estimatable, so take that as you will. And as for Blitz events and point events have zero competitive value, and it feels like it takes ages if you don't have the new batch. So, the rewards are okay, but it's not like overwhelming at all. So, and the rare tickets that you get from it are most of the time just the full legend pool. If they limit that to the last 2 years, then that would make it so much more better. But Blitz Battles, as well as point events, they just have one boss. Unlike Treasure Map, where there's 6 bosses and a map that you can go through. So you're just facing the same boss over and over and over and over again, which makes it super boring. And it just feels like there's no end, but sometimes they just go on for so long, especially Blitz Battles, since you have to play it all the time, otherwise you're going to fall out of the ranking. But yeah, I said about the Treasure Map being a lot more versatile. And then we have, mostly it is a thrill playing OPTC, but there are some gamers that need some touching up on. As I said before, Blitz Battles and point events definitely need improvement. PvP also, I think, can get some improvements to make it a more interactive game mode. Then the pathetic new Sugofest pulling rates change is also pretty grim and needs to be seen to. The major changes, pulling rate change and the terrible steps, because in the latest Sugofest that debuts the Sulong, Inowarashi and Nekomamushi, the steps are abysmal and the rates are horrible. Overall, it's like no one, not even pay-to-play players, should be pulling on that Sugofest. So they definitely need to change that, but that's pretty much it. Definitely mostly positive, but there are definitely a few things they need to change in terms of game modes and entertainment value. So let's move on to the next question. Regarding One Piece Treasure Cruise, how do you feel about the following points? Amount of in-game content, characters, story, locations, items, types, etc. So this is quite versatile because and I'm pretty happy with the new superclass feature that they introduced. In terms of story mode is a dead game mode. No one cares about it, and they release one new story mode every 6 months or somewhere around that amount of time. It's horrible. You only get 10 gems every time they release one. So in terms of story mode, the game is horrible. Obviously, it's great for new players. Being able to get like 400, 500 gems from that is awesome. But for late game players, it's literally like it doesn't even exist. It's pointless. Story, as I said before, is bad. Amazing. There's so many different characters and farmable units in the, and you can use all the units from the Erection archive, so that's awesome. Types, yeah, definitely satisfied with that, and items, sure. They've made it so much easier to get items. You can get forbidden tomes and manuals from the daily island, so that's awesome. And from Kizuna and things like that, you get so many different resources, so that's awesome. So I'm definitely satisfied with that. Reproduction of original work. It's high budget. Some of the character special animations are so good. Sprites are amazing. Everything I think is super amazing. But I feel like it's more satisfied than not, because I've definitely seen games that have better graphics, but this game's graphics are still really good, and I don't think it's anything that can be frowned upon. Production quality, the graphics sound isn't this the exact same thing? Unless I'm just stupid, but I guess I'll go with the exact same thing. Summoning and recruiting feature, yeah, I feel like I'm more dissatisfied than not. Especially with the way that it's going right now, with the content sync with Japan, the Sugos have just died in terms of the steps and the rates, so it's unfortunate. And they've like almost completely removed 30J multis. They don't appear on most Sugo Fest, so that super sucks. I definitely am more dissatisfied than not with the recent changes. Then login bonuses and rewards for clearing stages. So off the bat, GARP challenges makes me super satisfied. You just get a free like 45 gems every single month, so that's awesome. And login bonuses are just like a free 30 gems you get from when there's every month from a new event, when a new campaign releases, so that's awesome. And you just get a free rainbow gem every time you log in. They do give a few other goodies when you log in every day, but that's pretty irrelevant. They give very small rewards, but I'm still satisfied. I don't think they should really make that any better, because it'd be kind of overpowered if they just gave a free like 100 gems from login bonuses. But I mean, I would be up for that, because I'm not complaining about free rainbow gems. But that is it for question 5. Moving on to the next question. So we're only 50% done, so let me try to blast through this. Regarding One Piece Cruise, how do you feel about the following events? Frequently asked questions and health feature clarity. I guess I'm satisfied, because I don't really look at that at all. The information posted to official websites, official social media pages, etc. I'm also satisfied with that. They definitely are very active on their Twitter account. I look there quite often, and I feel like they should be more interactive with the players on their Twitter account. But I'm still very satisfied with the amount that they post on there. The level of dedication on the part of the development team. I've definitely seen them make positive changes to the game, but there are also a lot of negative changes that have come with the content sync with Japan. So I'd say more satisfied than not. Moving on to the next question number 7. If you selected satisfied or more satisfied than not for level of dedication on the part of the development team, please explain your answer for choosing so below. So this should take quick, so I'm just going to quickly type this out. Okay, so I said I've seen them make a bunch of positive changes, especially to the treasure map game mode in the recent update, making the map a lot shorter, which is awesome. And I'm also an advocate for the new in-game OSTs. So I love the new soundtracks in-game. They are so good. It's such an awesome change. A lot of people don't listen to the in-game sound when they're playing, but with the new OSTs, I've started listening to the in-game music a lot more than usual. But there are 8. Okay, let me just change it. But there are definitely recent cons, such as the recent terrible Sugofest structure. So that just sucks, having such a bad Sugofest structure. I hope they change that. I hope a lot of people, such as you, can just tell them how bad the new Sugofest structure is, and they can hopefully make a change to that, so that is a hopeful thing in the future. But that's pretty much it. There's not a lot of things that I really want them to change at the moment. Moving on to the 8th question, or the 9th. Wait a damn minute. No, that was. I'm so confused. Okay, so they just skipped question 8, but okay. Would you recommend One Piece to a friend or acquaintance? Yes, if they watch One Piece, but if they don't watch One Piece, I don't think they'll get into it. But if they watch One Piece, I definitely recommend it. It's super fun and definitely a game I would want to get into. Next, question 10. So, regarding One Piece Cruise, how do you feel about the following points? So another one of these questions. I actually like these ones since it's a lot easier to get through. I feel that players' opinions are reflected in the IP and its services. So they've definitely made changes that the community has wanted. So that is awesome. I definitely say it applies. They've listened to what people want. They've also obviously sometimes ignored the community, but most of the time they actually make the changes that everyone wants. I feel like it is a essential part of my life, or is something that I live for. I don't know what I want, but somewhat applies because I play this game a lot and I enjoy making videos on it. So it is a essential part of my day-to-day basis. So I guess it is. But this is a bit extreme. I want to enjoy this IP even more. I definitely want to enjoy this game more, and I feel like it's going to be a while for a lot longer if they continue making improvements. I want to be inspired by this IP. I don't know what they mean by this. I'll just say I can't say. I really don't know what they mean by this. I want to enjoy this with my family and friends and family. I mean, it'd be super fun to if I had someone in real life who was to play this game, but I don't know if there's anyone in my entire school that plays this game. So I would like it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Anyways, I want to talk about this IP with other people. Not really, because no one cares about One Piece that I know, besides my sister, but she wouldn't play this game. So I want to talk about this IP with other people. Not really. That was a very personal section there. If you have any other points about the game or comments about services you would like us to provide, please list them here. I've really said everything that's on my mind from previous questions, so there's not really much I really want to add here. So I guess that's about it. So if you have anything else you want to voice, then you can put it in this column here. But that is it for the survey. I'm pretty sure this is the last question. That makes sense. So this completes the survey. Thank you very much for your input. So that's it for this video, and I hope that you can also go and complete the survey and voice your opinion, and hopefully Bandai listens and makes some positive changes to the game. Even though there's no reward for doing this, you're definitely helping the community if you do so. As I said before, the link for the survey will be in the description, so please go complete that. If you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.